Ratu Mandula.
In the opening seconds, the judge lays out two summonses, no seatbelt and an expired registration. Right away, the tone is serious. The driver stands there quietly while the judge breaks down how both charges are tied to one simple stop. Already, you can feel the tension building, because this isn't just a basic traffic case. Who do you think is at fault here, the driver or the situation?
Okay, there are two summonses here. Summons number 224-0163. So the first summons charges you with driving without a seatbelt and driving with an expired registration. That's the first summons.
Your Honor, I believe he's here. He has one.
The judge then points out something surprising. The driver and his mother were charged for the same incident. That instantly adds emotional weight. The judge jokes lightly, but the reality is clear. The mother is being dragged into something she didn't even witness. This moment sets up a question. Is it fair for a parent to be blamed for their adult child's mistake?
In his name, and also one for the same incident in his mother's name.
So you mean to tell me that when they stopped you, you failed to produce a registration because the car had not been registered, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so they charged you. They charged you.
They charged me. I was alone in a car.
Okay. You were alone in the car. So they said, okay, you don't have your seatbelt on.
Here, the judge paints the picture vividly. The officer sees a son driving his mother's car with expired papers. You can almost feel the judge teasing him. Your poor mother having to rescue you again. This playful tone exposes a contradiction. The son claims he was alone, yet the officer still charged the mother. Would you be embarrassed if your parent got a ticket because of you?
License and registration.
Correct.
You show them the license, you say, I don't have the registration, right? Or the registration had expired.
Correct.
All right. He says, the car's not registered to you. The car's registered to your mother.
Yes.
So now, again, your mother has to try to bail you out, right? Your mother's been taking.
Now the emotional part hits. The driver explains that his mother couldn't come because she broke her hip. She's recovering, dealing with rehab, and renewing car registration was the last thing on her mind. This instantly shifts the mood, from light humor to real-life struggle. You can't help but wonder, should someone dealing with medical hardship be held responsible for paperwork lapses?
Care of you all your life, now again, right? He blames his mother. So now they say, okay, so it's his mother's car, so they charge you with driving with an expired registration. They say, and we're going to get your mother too.
Yes.
So they charged you and your mother, right?
Yes.
So what do you think's in the cop's mind? He says, boy, he says, what a terrible woman, right? She's letting her son drive a car with an expired registration.
As he continues, the driver admits honestly, it slipped my mind too. This is a moment of pure human truth. When life gets overwhelming, even small things like registration dates can disappear from memory. The judge listens carefully, showing surprising empathy. This transition sets up the next turning point. Will the judge go strict or show compassion?
What do you want to tell me about this?
First of all, my mother could not be here today because she broke her hip last year in the at the end of the summer. I have proving papers that show that she went to the rehabilitation. The right hip has had surgery, and so on a 6th or a 7th, her registration.
The judge questions him calmly, asking whether he checked the glove box before driving. The driver laughs and says he checked this morning, not the day of the stop. This slice of humor keeps the courtroom atmosphere warm. Even the judge admits no one really checks registration every time they start a car. Moments like this soften the tension and remind viewers, mistakes happen.
Expired on the 8th, on her month of her birthday. The least she cared about is renewing her registration for the car. And it went clean out of my mind as well.
Okay. So let me see if I can understand this. So you're telling me that you were driving your mom's car.
Yes.
With her permission.
With her permission, yes.
after you started the vehicle up, or before you started the vehicle up, you did not go in the glove compartment to check to see if the registration was valid. You didn't do that.
No.
Good.
Now, the judge becomes firm but fair. He acknowledges the mother's medical condition, showing understanding and compassion. But he also points out the truth. The mother wasn't driving, so she shouldn't have been charged in the first place. This is a powerful moment. The judge balances law with humanity. Do you think more judges should take personal circumstances into account?
Well, city,
I did that this morning, of course,
Get
in
out
my
of
car.
get out of here. All right, that means you and everybody, I don't know anyone that
I don't
does
think
that.
I've ever done it.
I don't know anyone that does that, so, but I'm just trying to figure out what happened. Listen,
It slipped our mind.
I understand that. Your mother's feeble at this point. She broke her hip. You know, she's the last thing in the world she's worried about is, has my registration expired? You know, probably got something from the registry, but I understand. Trust me, I understand completely. So,
The judge dismisses the mother's charge outright. Then he goes further. He dismisses both charges against the son. You can hear the relief in the man's voice as he thanks the judge from the bottom of his heart. It's a touching moment that highlights how one act of fairness can lift a huge emotional burden.
I mean, I could have prosecution, you know, issue a summons, have your mother brought in here. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. All right, the first thing is, on your mother's case, I'm not sure why they charged your mother, because the charge is driving with an expired registration. The charge was not being at home sick with an expired registration. The charge was driving with an expired.
The judge ends with humor, telling the man to go home and pretend he fought heroically for his mother's freedom. It shows the judge's warm personality and how even serious situations can have a lighthearted ending. This final transition wraps up the entire emotional journey: fear, honesty, humor, and relief.
Registration. So I don't think your mother was sitting on your lap and you both were driving the car. Do you think so?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I'll,
So that charge, on your mother's charge, we're dismissing that one outright. Right, so she's free.
I thank you very much.
On your case, given the totality of circumstances involved here, I'm going to dismiss both of these charges.
Your Honor, you have been more than kind, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, truly.
Now, when you go home, I want you to say to your mother, Mom, I had a terrible experience in court today. I had to fight for you. Say, you know, Inspector Heaton was ready to come and pick you up with a police cruiser, and I pleaded. And finally, I convinced the judge to dismiss the case. Anyway,
hopefully she doesn't believe him.
have a great day. The case is dismissed.
Professional overview of the case. This courtroom case involved two charges: driving without a seatbelt and driving with an expired registration. The complication appeared when officers charged both the driver and his mother, even though she wasn't present. After hearing the full story, including the mother's medical condition and the genuine oversight, the judge determined that neither should be held responsible. He dismissed all charges, demonstrating a balanced approach between legal responsibility and compassionate understanding.